Hello and welcome to a Star Citizen ship buyer's guide for the Esperia Prowler. The ship is available until the 28th of November for $425 excluding tax, but also available at a discounted price of $380 as part of the war bond sales that they're doing. That is for cash only though, you can't apply store credit to war bond sales. During this time as well, the ship comes with lifetime insurance and 2 pieces of hangar fare. Named after the UPE military designation, the Prowler is a modernised version of the infamous Tevarin armoured personnel carrier. It is basically an APC, but a bit stealthy. Esperia's astroengineers were given unmitigated access to study the original versions of the ship recently discovered in the Kabal system to help meticulously recreate the vehicle. Now, the Prowler is the perfect fusion of 2 cultures, the elegance and effectiveness of the Tevarin war machine, combined with the reliability of the modern human technologies. So basically it is a stealth APC, but it does have a lot of stuff going for it. It is incredibly expensive, $425 or $380 even, is a very expensive ship. It's got 2 large gimbaled guns at the front of the ship. They're size 4 Tevarin ballistic cannons, but the actual gimbal mounts are size 5. Also has on the top of it a remote turret with a size 5 Tevarin laser cannon. Again, that's actually a size 6 mount. It has a 360-degree fire arc and can be controlled by either of the pilots. And we'll get to that in a second. So the ship itself can make use of 2 crewmen, a pilot and a co-pilot, which are sealed into their own individual cockpits, and they can fire those weapons. Another 14 crew can also be supported for a maximum of 16, but those are basically used as marines or boarders. The cockpit, though, is made of a one-way reinforced transparent shielding, so the enemy can't see into the ship. Now, these crew can open the many side doors on the Tevarin Prowler, or the Esperia Prowler, and exit the vehicle via EVA or ground assault very, very quickly without having to pass through traditional airlocks. They can literally just exit their ship. So they have their own shield generators on those doors and a power supply which is separate from the rest of the ship. And I believe those doors also seal if those shields are damaged or if there's damage to the ship where they require to seal that hatch or bulkhead. The VTOL engines are designed for low emissions as well and can rotate as needed. It uses grav levs to quietly move on the ground or on the hull of another ship. It's basically trying to remain undetected so it can get its borders off. But if detected, the Prowler can hold its own. It has heavy armour and its phalanx shield tech. When combined this with its armament and its passengers' weapons, it's a pretty powerful foe. The idea is to get close to a ship, get all your boarders onto the hull, and breach the ship without them knowing that you're there to start with. Tevarin used these tactics very successfully in lore to take down entire enemy capital ships. Size-wise, the ship is 34 metres long, 33 metres wide, and 15 metres high. It doesn't have any additional room for cargo, though, although it can hold the weapons and equipment of the marines it carries. Its size-wise is kind of similar to that of a Redeemer, which is also probably the ship closest to its role and what it will be compared to mostly. I'm going to read off some of the lore and blurbs about the ship so you can get a greater feeling for exactly what the Tevarin Prowler, or the Esperia Prowler in this case, is, as well as just kind of, get a deeper feeling for it, I suppose. Straight from the annals of history comes one of the most legendary ships from the First Tevarin War, beautifully and meticulously recreated by dedicated craftsmen and astroengineers at Esperia. Designated the Prowler by the UPE Navy pilots who first encountered it in battle, this Tevarin armoured personnel character, or carrier in fact, developed a fearsome reputation for infiltrating enemy stations and ships and delving teams of Norway? I don't know how they pronounce that word. Nally? Elite Tevarin boarders to wreak havoc on unsuspecting humans. Now, centuries later, Esperia is making this unique ship once again available to collectors and military enthusiasts alike, preserving the feel and design of the original Tevarin, while also updating it to modern standards of efficiency and safety. Like all Esperia's ships, these are more than mere showpieces. These are works of art that actually fly. Their is a reason the Prowler made its mark on history. At the time, the ship was one of the most advanced and cutting-edge pieces of combat technology to grace a battlefield, and Esperia's Prowler continues that tradition today. An ideal vessel for infiltration, boarding, troop deployment, extraction, fleet security, and stealth missions, the Prowler's distinctive hull can not only hold 16 people, but it could also rapidly deploy them thanks to its series of air shield portals. While common today, air shields were first developed by the Tevarin and changed the face of war thanks to the ease at which troops could move in and out of the Prowler. Overall, the Tevarin's expertise in shields far outpaced humanity's own, exemplified by the Phalanx shield, which comes with a standard Prowler. A point defense shield that provides a very strong but limited protective face. The Phalanx shield was one of the reasons that the Prowler became such a significant defense force when flown in a squad with shields deployed, and its wide variety of defensive countermeasures at the ready. In addition, the Prowler's gravlev plates give additional flight control when traversing along uneven surfaces. This comes in quite handy when trying to position the Prowler alongside a large capital ship or inside planetary fortifications, as does the remote turret positioned on the upper spine for a full 360-degree offensive. From silently infiltrating an unsuspecting enemy hangar to charging in and getting forces where they're needed most, the Esperia Prowler is a piece of history ready to make a whole bunch more. So obviously there should be a comparison made a little bit with the Redeemer as well here. So this looks to be a beautifully stealthy dropship when compared to the Redeemer. They do share very similar roles though. I do expect the Redeemer though to be a forward-firing gunship dropship and not stealthy. The Prowler is the first Tevarin ship that we've seen, and that will help define the entire race, of which the Tevarin are described as Bushido Avian Warrior race, and we did see a couple of pictures of them in red and blue. Esperia ships do have that alien and kind of rarity tax that CIG applied to them. $425 or $380 is pretty damn expensive. With the Prowler, expect the ability to fight, suppress an area, move stealthily, and be reasonably tanky. You are a dropship, you are a boarding ship, you are an armoured personnel carrier, and you're a low-profile armoured personnel carrier with very rapid border deployment. And that's the idea. You can get in and out very quickly, good for infiltration, good for extraction. These are going to be very good for approaching capital ships and attacking them. You're going to be able to fly on hulls, it sounds like, and like mimic ship, not docking with the hull, but literally just kind of hovering on it. And I like that idea, and hopefully you'll remain undetected. But you are going to have to require some form of NPC or player support to make effective use of the ship. Manpower's needed for APCs and dropships, because you want to get Marines onto ships. You need people to come along on your ship to use them for their intended roles anyway. And I do like the avian gorilla kind of look of the ship, but please tell me what you think. Do you like the Prowler? Is it too expensive? Are you going to pick one up in the sale or earn one in the verse? Or do you go, pah, no, I don't need no Prowler? Commenting on any of our videos during November does give you a chance to win an Avenger Titan. Please don't forget to like and subscribe as well. All links to the Prowler, the brochure, and the sales pages are linked in the description. And we will take another look at the Prowler once the FAQs have come out next week from CIG. Please take care, guys, and I will see you in the verse.